News from China, June 28, 2023. Biden administration is considering implementing new chip sanctions against China, and Nvidia's stock price fell down. A visit of the US Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier to Da Nang, Vietnam, while the Vietnamese defense minister visited China. A death penalty verdict was upheld for a man who caused a car accident. Biden administration is considering implementing new chip sanctions against China, and Nvidia's stock price fell down. According to unnamed sources cited by the Wall Street Journal, the Biden administration is considering imposing new sanctions on China's use of artificial intelligence, AI, chips from Nvidia and other U.S. companies, amid fears that Beijing could use the tech for weapons development and cyberattacks. The U.S. Commerce Department is reportedly set to require companies to stop providing chip products made by Nvidia and other companies to Chinese customers as of July. U.S. chip manufacturers, including Nvidia, Micron, and AMD, are expected to be affected by the new measures. This is not the first time the U.S. has imposed sanctions on the export of AI chips to China. A visit of the US Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier to Da Nang, Vietnam, while the Vietnamese defense minister visited China. The USS Ronald Reagan has docked in Da Nang, Vietnam for a 5-day visit, marking the third visit by a U.S. aircraft carrier to Vietnam since the end of the Vietnam War. Vietnam is becoming an increasingly important ally to the United States, Japan, India, and South Korea as these countries seek to strengthen their strategic partnerships in the Indo-Pacific region. These countries are drawn to Vietnam's strategic location and its disputes with China in the South China Sea, but it is unlikely that Vietnam will be swayed by American overtures as it also has economic and military cooperation with China. The recent diplomatic activities should be understood in the context of Vietnamese diplomacy, which is based on its self-perception, view of the regional and international environment, and diplomatic goals. Vietnamese diplomacy is rooted in its socialist ideology and commitment to independence, and its goals include maintaining a peaceful and stable environment, utilizing external resources for development, and enhancing the country's status and prestige on the international stage. A death penalty verdict was upheld for a man who caused a car accident. On June 28, 2023, the Guangdong High People's Court held a public hearing for the appeal case of Wen Qingyun, who was charged with endangering public safety through dangerous methods. The court rejected the appeal and upheld the original sentence. The Guangzhou Intermediate People's Court sentenced Wen to death and deprived him of political rights for life, after he deliberately drove a car into pedestrians and road facilities, causing multiple casualties and severe damage. 6 people died in Guangzhou's Tianhe district in January 2023. The Guangdong High People's Court found that the facts of the case were clear, the evidence was sufficient, the conviction was accurate, and the sentencing was appropriate. The court's decision was attended by over 100 people, including some of the victims and their families, lawyers, relatives of the appellant, members of the National People's Congress, and the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, and members of the public. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and follow the Eli CN News channel.